Good morning, dear friends. Today is the lecture number 6 of chemistry. So, here we will discuss the effect of change of pressure for state change. In the last video, we have discussed how the liquid is converted to gas, that is which process, vaporization process, and how the gas is converted to liquid, that is conversion from gas to liquid, that is which process, condensation process, we have already discussed. And also we had discussed how a solid is directly converted into the gas, that is the process of sublimation, and just reverse of sublimation is deposition. In the deposition process, the gas, in the deposition process we can convert the solid to gas directly. So solid to gas is sublimation, and gas to solid is deposition. So these things we have already discussed in the last video, and in this video we will discuss effect of change of pressure for state change. Okay. So now see, suppose initially the matter is in the form of gas. Now we have to convert this gas into liquid. So what we have to do? Now see, so what is the difference between gas and liquid? In the gas, the force of attraction between the particles is less. The force of attraction between the particles is less, but in the liquid, the force of attraction between the particle is higher comparing to the gas. Clear? Similarly, the space between the particles in the gas is more, and the space between the particles in the liquid is less. So here space is less, here space is more. Okay. So our main target, so when we will convert gas to liquid, what we'll do? We have to arrange in such a manner that the force of attraction must be increased. At the same time, the space between the gas particle must be decreased, so that gas will be converted into liquid. That is our primary logic. So logic is that, so when we are converting gas to liquid, the force of attraction must be reduced. The force of attraction must be, that means in the gas the force of attraction is less, but in liquid the force of attraction is higher. So force of attraction must be increased, and the space of the gas particle must be reduced, so that gas will be converted into liquid. So these things can be done by two processes. One is applying pressure. We have to convert gas to liquid, and also or by reducing the temperature. This possibility can be done, or combination of both. So simultaneously increase the pressure and also reduce the temperature, so that gas will be converted into liquid. Okay. So this is the logic. Now see, suppose you take a cylinder piston arrangement. You see, this is the cylinder, this is the piston, and inside the cylinder keep the gas molecule. So this is the gas particle. Okay. So now what you do, you just give a pressure to the piston, so that piston will come down. So now if you apply the force on the piston will move down, so that this gas will be now compressed. Because we know the gas has one important property, is that compressibility. Highly compressible nature is obeyed by the gas particle. So when you will apply the pressure through the piston to this gas, the pressure will increase. Now, if pressure will increase, what will happen? What will happen to the gas molecule? So, the gas molecule, the interparticle space between the molecule will decrease, and the force of attraction between this particle will increase. And if the space will decrease, force of attraction between the particles will increase, then kinetic energy will be reduced. And in this process, after some pressure, we will see gas is now converted to liquid. So here it is the process by which a gas is converted to liquid by applying more pressure. So this is the concept. This is the concept of LPG. So what is LPG? LPG is liquefied petroleum gas. Liquefied petroleum gas. So now what happened? So initially the petroleum in the form of gas is compressed and it is kept inside a closed vessel, closed cylinder, and that pressurized petroleum gas is now in the form of liquid. So that is called liquefied petroleum gas. But when you will release the valve, the pressure will reduce. Now that liquid is again converted into the gas. So this is the concept of how the gas is converted to liquid by applying the pressure. So now again we can convert gas to liquid by lowering the temperature. So initially I told we can convert gas to liquid by increasing the pressure, or that thing can be done by also lowering the temperature. Okay, so if temperature is lowered, if temperature decreases, so gas will be cooled. So gas is now cooled. That is, you are lowering the temperature. So if you lower the temperature, kinetic energy will decrease. We know kinetic energy is directly proportional to the temperature. So if temperature decreases, kinetic energy of the particle decreases. So if kinetic energy of the particle decreases, then the interparticle distance, or you can say the space between particle also decreases, and the interparticular force of attraction, now increases. So that implies now your gas is converted to the liquid. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that by increasing the pressure and or, that is, you can combinedly take these two processes simultaneously. You can increase the pressure or decrease the temperature. So either you will increase the pressure or decrease the temperature, or combination of increased pressure and decrease in temperature will convert gas to liquid. So this is the effect of pressure on the change of state from gas to liquid. Okay. Now, if further pressure is, now our gas is converted to liquid. Okay. So if further pressure is increased, so after converting to liquid, now again increase the pressure. So if you will again increase the pressure and lower the temperature, decrease the temperature, then liquid will now converted into solid. Okay, so this is the process of change of phase using the change in pressure. Also change in temperature we have already discussed in the video number 3, 4. So we have already discussed the effect of temperature. So this is the effect of change in pressure. Okay. Now you see I have given 3 questions. So very important question, conceptual based question. So question is that what is the state of a substance if its melting point is above room temperature? So what is the room temperature? Generally our the surrounding temperature is our room temperature. So we can assume 25 degrees centigrade is the standard temperature which is called room temperature. Okay, so now question come, what is the state of a substance if its melting point is above room temperature? Now take the example of ice. Take the example of ice. Ice is in which form? It is solid. And what is the melting point of ice? We have already discussed. A melting point of ice is 0 degree centigrade. So at 0 degree centigrade, by absorbing some latent heat, it will convert to what? Water. That is liquid. So now you see the melting point of ice or solid, in this case it is 0 degree centigrade. Now here it is given what is the state of a substance if its melting point is above room temperature. So our room temperature is 25 degree centigrade. So if melting point will more than 25 degree centigrade, then what will be the nature of the substance? So definitely the nature of the substance is solid. Our answer is solid, because the melting point is above the room temperature. Room temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. So if the temperature will exceed the room temperature, then it will convert from solid to liquid. But before the room temperature, what will be the form, what will be the phase of that body? The phase of the body is solid. So answer is solid. Now come to second question. Here name the state of a matter if boiling point of a substance is above room temperature under atmospheric pressure. Okay, what is boiling point? Take same example. Suppose I will take water. So now water, what is the boiling point of water? That is 100 degree centigrade. And water is in which form? Liquid form. So now at boiling point, that is 100 degree centigrade of water, if it will absorb some latent heat, then it will convert to gas or steam with same boiling point 100 degree centigrade. Now here the question, so what is the form of this substance? It is liquid. So liquid will exist up to 100 degree centigrade. Beyond 100 degree centigrade, it will convert from water to gas. Now here the question is, name the state of matter if boiling point of a substance is above room temperature under atmospheric pressure. So now you see boiling point, now what is the room temperature? Room temperature is 25 degree centigrade. Suppose it is 30 degree centigrade. Suppose it is 30 degree centigrade. So if it is 30 degree centigrade, then what will happen? So here after room temperature, if the temperature will increase, if the temperature will, the room temperature is 25 degree centigrade. So up to room temperature, all the substance will be in the form of liquid. If the temperature will exceed from 25 degree centigrade, then it will convert to gas. But presently, before the room temperature, what is the state of the matter? State of the matter is liquid. State of the matter is liquid. So this is the answer. Okay. Next question. Next question. Third question. If the boiling point of a substance is below the room temperature at atmospheric pressure, what is the state of matter? Again, if we take the example, we know that suppose this is water at 100 degree centigrade, it can convert to steam or gas at 100 degree centigrade. So boiling point is 100 degree centigrade. Now here question is, so up to 100 degree centigrade, what is the nature of substance? Nature of substance is water. Now question is here, if the boiling point of a substance is below the room temperature, here boiling point is 100 degree centigrade, which is more than the room temperature. But if the boiling point of the substance is less than a room temperature, what is the nature of matter? So definitely if the temperature of the boiling point, if the boiling point is less than the room temperature, then all the water will be converted to gas. So what is the nature of the substance below the room temperature? It is gas. So these three questions are very fundamental questions. So I just explained. So you take a screenshot of this. Now this is a question: why solid carbon dioxide, the symbol of carbon dioxide is CO2, C stands for carbon, O stands for oxygen, is known as dry ice? Okay, this is the question. Now see, a carbon dioxide, actually carbon dioxide is a gas. Carbon dioxide is a gas. So when it is cooled, when it is cooled, so when it is cooled means temperature reduces under high pressure. Now increase the pressure. So if the carbon dioxide gas is cooled, that is temperature is reduced, with increase in the pressure, you just increase the pressure, it will convert to what? Now this gas will convert to solid. This gas is converted to solid. So solid carbon dioxide. Okay. So initially carbon dioxide is in the form of gas. Now temperature reduces, increase the pressure. Now this gas will be converted to solid. So now what will happen? And this solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. The solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. Now question comes, why it is called dry ice? Why it is called ice actually? We know if pressure increases, we convert gas to solid. Now if we will reduce the pressure, what will happen? Solid will try to convert to liquid, then if we will reduce again the pressure, it will convert to gas again. But here at atmospheric pressure, if we will reduce the pressure to atmospheric pressure, what will happen? This solid carbon dioxide will convert to the gas, not to liquid. Okay, we know in ice, if we'll reduce the pressure or increase the temperature, what will happen? It will convert to water. So that will wet the surface. But here, if we reduce the pressure, the solid carbon dioxide is directly converted to the gas without converting to the liquid, so that it will not wet the container. Since it will not wet the container, so it is called dry ice. So this carbon dioxide in the form of solid is called dry ice. So dry ice is our solid carbon dioxide. Okay. So generally what happens, this dry ice, that is solid carbon dioxide, is used in refrigerant having name called dry cold. In the refrigerator, we are using this solid carbon dioxide so that the solid form of the ice will be converted directly into the gas. Okay. So next question, what is the physical state of water at 250 degrees centigrade and 100 degrees centigrade? So what is the answer? Now see, we know the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade. That means above 100 degrees centigrade, if we will give sufficient heat energy, so the temperature will increase from 100 degrees centigrade onwards. Now at this 250 degrees centigrade, so what is the state of this water? Definitely the state of water is steam, because the temperature is very high, that is more than the boiling point, that is 100 degrees centigrade. Then what is the state of water in 100 degrees centigrade? If we will take the boiling water at 100 degrees centigrade, so this is in the form of water. But that 100 degrees centigrade water will be converted to the 100 degrees centigrade steam after absorbing sufficient amount of heat, that is called latent heat. So if we will not provide the sufficient heat at that 100 degrees centigrade, the water will be in the form of liquid. Okay, so this is the answer. Now come to, or you can say this is not simple water, this is boiling water. You can say that at 100 degrees centigrade, this is boiling water. And at 250 degrees centigrade, this is steam. Now next question. So this is the flow diagram. So this is solid, liquid, gas. Now see, this is solid. So when solid is given more heat and decrease the pressure, so it will convert to gas. Again, in that gas, if we'll decrease the heat energy and increase the pressure, it will come to the solid. So this is the cyclic process. Now here you see A is a process where solid is converted to liquid. You see the arrow mark. So arrow mark is coming from solid to liquid. So A is a process where solid is converted to liquid. D is a process where liquid is converted to solid. B is a process. So you see the diagram arrow mark. B is a process where liquid is converted to gas. C is a process where gas is converted to liquid. So now F is a process where gas is converted to solid by this process, and E is a process where solid is converted to gas by with this condition. Now you have to write what is A, what is B, what is C, what are the various process. Now you see A. So A is what? Solid is converted to liquid. Just take the example in your mind. Solid is ice, liquid is water. So ice to water. So that process is called what? Fusion. That process is called fusion. Or this process is also called melting. Solid is converted to liquid, it is melting. So other name of melting is also fusion. Next, B. So what is the process of B? B, here liquid is converted to gas. So when you will take the phase change, always keep in your mind about water. So when water is converted to gas means steam. So that process, this process B is called what? Vaporization. This process is called vaporization. Clear? So now this vaporization is also called boiling process. The other name is also called boiling. Then come to C. So what is C? Gas is converted to liquid, just like steam is converted to water. That is condensation. So C is called condensation. So we have already discussed what is condensation. It is a process where gas is converted to liquid. Okay. So now D. So what is D? So what is D? D is a process where liquid is converted to solid. That means water is converted to ice. So that is called solidification. That is called solidification. So here liquid is converted to solid. So it is also called freezing. It is also called freezing. Okay. Then what is E? So here solid is converted to gas. Directly solid is converted to gas. We have already discussed. Solid to gas is the process that is called sublimation. Then F. So what is F? It is converting from gas to solid. Gas to solid. It is the reverse process of sublimation. So that is called desublimation. Desublimation, or other name is also called deposition. Okay. So with this, we will conclude this lecture. In the coming class, we will discuss the evaporation. Thank you. And if you have not subscribed till yet, so please subscribe, like it, and share. Equal to 0 degree centigrade. Now this is one example. Find heat energy required to convert 5 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade to 5 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade at atmospheric pressure. Suppose you have taken 5 gram of ice at what temperature? 0 degree centigrade. I have to convert 5 gram of water 5 gram of water at same 0 degree centigrade, that is the melting point remaining same. We have to give heat energy. And what is that amount of heat? And we know what is latent heat. So this heat is called which heat? Latent heat, because here only phase changes, temperature does not change. So we know latent heat of fusion of ice is equal to 80 calorie per gram. That is, for 1 gram the heat required is equal to what? 80 calorie to convert 0 degree ice to 0 degree water. So for 5 gram heat energy required is equal to 5 into 80, that is 400 calorie. And we know 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule. So 400 calorie is equal to 400 into 4.18 joule. So this amount of heat energy is required to convert 5 gram ice at 0 degree centigrade to 5 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade. So now change of state from liquid to solid, that is called freezing. अच्छा आमे पढ़िले गोटे सॉलिड थिबो सपोज आइस एट 0 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड दैट इज इट्स मेल्टिंग पॉइंट आमे यदि हीट एनर्जी दबा सॉलिड को से कोठी के कन्वर्ट हबो लिक्विड को कन्वर्ट हबो सॉलिड टू लिक्विड एट व्हाट कंडीशन 1 एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर टेम्परेचर रिमेनिंग सेम सो टेम्परेचर रिमेनिंग सेम with same atmospheric pressure if will gives latent heat it will convert from solid to liquid. Then what is the reverse process? ମୁଁ କ'ଣ କରିବି 0 डिग्री वाटर नेबी नाउ से 0 डिग्री वाटर रु किछि हीट एक्सट्रैक्ट करदेबी एठी देखो इन केस ऑफ सॉलिड आई एम गिविंग हीट एनर्जी टू द सॉलिड दैट इज पॉजिटिव हीट मु पॉजिटिव हीट सॉलिड को देले जाई कि लिक्विड को कन्वर्ट हबो एंड व्हाट इज द रिवर्स प्रोसेस मु जदि लिक्विड रु किछि हीट एनर्जी एक्सट्रैक्ट करदेबी देन इट विल कन्वर्ट टू सॉलिड हाउ नाउ व्हेन हीट एनर्जी is extracted decreases what will happen the temperature so when heat energy is extracted काढ़ी देवा kinetic energy gradually decreases if kinetic energy decreases velocity of the particle decreases which velocity the velocity of the liquid particle gradually decrease habo at a particular temperature which is called freezing point which is called freezing point at a particular temperature which is called freezing point velocity ette कमी जीवो जे attractive force of pull between particles कौन है जिवे close together है जिवे ता माने जेतले वेलोसिटी कमी जीवो सो एट्रैक्टिव फोर्स आक भितर एट्रैक्टिव फोर्स ता कोन हबो जो पार्टिकल लिक्विड रो एट्रैक्टिव फोर्स ता कोन थाए कम थाए सो नाउ से माने जेतले वेलोसिटी कमी होला पार्टिकल तांका भितर फोर्स ऑफ एट्रैक्शन ता बढ़ी जीवो सो पार्टिकल बिकम्स क्लोजर सो एट दैट टाइम इट विल कन्वर्ट टू सॉलिड so the liquid will convert to solid so that is called that means solid or you can say liquid freezes to solid okay or we can say liquid convert to solid when heat energy is extracted and here freezing point is that temperature at which the liquid converts to solid at that condition we will extract the heat energy so आमे जतले liquid रो temperature थिबो freezing point temperature so that is called also freezing point of the water freezing so liquid freezes to freezing and freezing point of water is also 0 degree centigrade which is equal to 273 Kelvin just like melting point of ice was 0 degree centigrade freezing point of water is also 0 degree centigrade that is 273 Kelvin clear होला ताले solid रो liquid हवा पई हमको heat energy दबाव पड़िबो if the temperature remain constant that is melting point that heat is called latent heat आ जदि हमें liquid रो heat energy काढी देबा it will come to solid state and the temperature at what the liquid convert to solid and that temperature remains constant that temperature is called freezing point of water is again 0 degree centigrade. Now question comes, suppose a question will be asked that which is more cooler? Test your understanding. Which is cooler? 1 gram of ice at 0 degree centigrade or 1 gram of water at 0 degree centigrade. Good question पचरा है 1 gram ice नियो 1 gram water नियो both are at 0 degree centigrade which is more cooler So definitely answer is ice. Why? So though temperature remains constant, though temperature of ice and water remains constant, it is at 0 degree, but the ice, if we'll extract the heat from water, then it will convert to ice. তার মানে the ice contains less heat comparing to water. Ice contains less heat than that of water. So ice at 0 degree contains less heat as compared to water at 0 degree. So ice is cooler than water. So this is the reason. Okay. So in the next class we will discuss change of state from liquid to gas. So with this we conclude this class. Thank you.